it was a learning experience that just because you lost and you are not in the mood, if you don't care about the results, then chess also does not care about you.
Hi everyone, we have with us the latest 95th of India and 12th of West Bengal Grandmaster Aronyak Ghosh with us. Aronyak, how does it feel to become a Grandmaster? Something you have been waiting for a really long time.
Yes, and basically I feel relieved, to be honest, to get the title of my chest. And other than that, not much has changed in my life. I mean, now I think I'll get some invites to tournaments, and not invites as in better conditions for the tournaments, but other than that, not much has changed.
So, do you have any specific set of tournaments in mind which you would like to play? I mean, a lot of
The
organizers will do
first
want
one that comes to mind is Delhi because there is a huge difference between GMs and IMs. So hopefully, but I'm not sure if Bharat sir will organize Delhi GM, but there are actually multiple tournaments. I mean, where GMs get treated much better, and they should. I mean, obviously, but that was also a kind of a motivating factor for me because I was above 2500 and was getting treated as an IM, so that was also a big motivating factor.
Well, last Sunday, you fulfilled the final requirement. You won the final GM norm at 23rd Bangkok Chess Club Open. Can you tell us how was that event for you?
Yeah, I mean, I did not even plan to play this tournament. I mean, we finalized it on 1st or 2nd April, and the tournament was on 10th. So it was kind of a late decision for me. And I did not even get the right to choose. I mean, I am Orgodita, who is my trainer. In last interview, I did not reveal his name, but I have been instructed to say his name after the title. And my mother then kind of forced me or sort of pushed me to play Bangkok Open because apparently I was playing good chess, I had a good form, so they thought I should play in this tournament. And for me personally, I just wanted to get over with the tournament because I was playing non-stop chess and I just wanted some rest. But since I was playing some decent chess, they thought after Bangkok I should take a rest. So thankfully I completed my now. But yeah.
Well, speaking of good form, you can correct me if I'm mistaken. That I've noticed that since last year, when you won the first round, eliminating Mateusz Bartel of Poland in the tie breaks, and then you advanced and played against Levan Aronian. Afterwards, a few months later, you became national rapid champion, played fantastic in national team, and then dominated rapid and blitz rating at the whole year. So you have been in good form not just in this month or past 1 month since World Cup. Would you agree with it?
I mean, yeah, sort of. I think also when I was playing World Cup, I was in 25 tens or something, rating wise. And in between, there was one bad tournament, I think. I think it was Chola GM. At least that comes to my mind. I decreased 2 rating points. Okay, not bad per se, but it was a super average tournament for me. I was a top seed and I finished fifth or sixth. Okay, fine. But yeah, I think the credit goes should go to Orgodibai. I mean, because that's the only thing that changed in the last couple of not couple. I think before World Cup, I started working with him, so that is the only thing I think that changed in my life.
Well, let's go back to the Bangkok Chess Club tournament. Before the last round, you were paired against Harshuli. So, did you know that a draw would be enough, or you were just playing like a regular tournament?
No, no, I calculated it after my eighth round. I calculated that I needed at least 24 30s, the perfect rating of what Suresh had. And but I saw that I could also play Van Valley in the last round. That too with the black pieces. I mean, 'cause there is a huge difference in playing Van Valley with the black pieces and against Suresh. And in both cases, you need a draw, so it doesn't make sense to play Van Valley. But thankfully, I got paired with Suresh. Okay, not thankfully, he's also an extremely strong player and much younger than me. And it's actually the young kids you feel. So, but he offered me a draw in 7 or 8 moves, and he had a slight plus position. But he said after the game that he was not sure on how to navigate the position. It was relatively new for him, And for me, I started with Karaoke, but it got transposed to sort of an Alec kind of thing. But that also I played. But he was not sure to what to do, and he thought he should offer a draw. And I happily took it because I was playing with the black pieces, even without any norm scenario. I think I would have. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe these days I would not have taken the draw. But since I was getting the norm, I did not press. There's no point in playing.
Well, against I think international master Davud Ragnarsson of Iceland, you played a fantastic game. You sacrificed an exchange rookie six, and
Mhm.
later on you offered the bishop at h5. Obviously, black could not take it because the e8 rook was hanging. And later on, you under promoted into a knight and used your queen and bishop. I think that was the best game of the tournament among all the games you played. What about you? Like, which game did you enjoy the
No,
most?
that was a good game, but I played d4 and f6, c4, g6. I saw he plays Grunfeld, and I thought I will try 3 dot f3, and I checked virtually everything, and I just saw in Chessbase there is a sidebar or let's check feature in the engine where it shows like when other people have visited that position, and there was one line which suggested e6, and while preparing, I thought that does not make any sense e6, and okay, it made some sense. And while I was on the board, I thought, wait, what if he plays e6 and he just kind of blitzed out e6? And I was out of book at exactly that moment. And I just freestyle from there. I think it was a pretty balanced game overall. And I think somewhere he got a bit ambitious. With, I think Queen C7 was one move which was unnecessary. On Bishop G5, he could have played Bishop E7 as far as I remember. I mean, that was pretty equal. But after Queen season, I think I got some hope that maybe it's not not hope as in it's not that easy. I think he messed up some lines somewhere, or maybe he just underestimated that rook e6 thing. That I can just put the rook on e6 and it's extremely hard for it. Indian still shows he's apparently okay, but practically speaking, it's difficult. But other than that game, I think for me personally, holding against short was also an important game because I was playing with black pieces against a much experienced and sort of legend. You can say short is a legend. So that game is also important. And thankfully, with against Surya Bhaiya, I got white pieces. So I made a quick draw for which I got thrashed by with the white. I made quick draw with white. But in hindsight, now that I have become a GM, that he did not say much. But I still get the galis from him on why I drew. But yeah, other than that, not much to add.
So, who was the first person who congratulated you once you become a GM? Your mom was there at the
Yeah,
beginning
but
of the event.
funny story. Uh, I was mid tournament. I was speaking with Deepta and Maya, and he said that he has a hunch that he would get to meet GM Aronyak Ghosh by the end of this month. So if you take that, but other than that, I think yeah, for sure it was among chessless. I think it was Deepta and Maya, or maybe Anuj or Mitra. But it was. I mean, it seemed like all of them were following the games live. Yeah, I mean, but I think Dityandas was stuck with me. Yeah? He never said that he would get to meet me as a GM, and I managed to do it. So yeah,
Well, speaking of Dipton, a few moments ago, your dad, while he was giving his speech, he said that Dipton is someone whom you looked up to, like
still do.
first. Okay, that is fantastic. First time when you arrived at any chess tournament which your dad was playing, and then you went on and you saw and you were standing Dipton's game. So, could you tell us, like, if you have any memory
I
of?
don't have any memories, but later on in my career, I mean, when I was 1700s or 1800s, and I think he was IM by then. I think we have many pictures. I would just. It doesn't matter how he played the tournament. Maybe he played horribly. I don't remember, but I just went and took a picture with him. And all I would say is he's just a better version of me in everything. I mean, I play my our playing style is kind of similar, but it's just he's slightly better version of me, and there is still some gap between us, and that is something I look forward to in decreasing the gap between us. So yeah,
Well, I think you obviously decreased a lot over the years because you did not even start playing chess while he was playing a tournament,
Yeah.
and now you are very close friends and also a very healthy rivalry on the board.
Also, we are colleagues in Indian
Eastern
Railways,
Railway.
Eastern Railways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those of us who do not know, like the bond between you, Mitrabo, Diptayan, and others, like all these top players from West Bengal, Nilash, and all Rajdeep, Srijit. So
Those two actually drifted apart, considering Rajdeep Bhai is a doctor now and is actively pursuing it, and it makes sense for him. And I think Srijit is in Mumbai right now. Although he still plays chess, and he keeps on winning the
various
rapids,
tournaments.
which which is a testament to Bengal's rapid skills. Yeah, I mean,
Amazing.
in Bengal, he played so much rapids that I can say he's fairly semi-retired. I don't have his permission to say, but I think he's semi-retired. But he still keeps on winning the rapids and Mumbai. And that too actually pretty regular on a regular basis. And Diptan, okay, we almost speak regularly. He still has to give me the Karaoke course. He still hasn't. He promoted the course, but he still hasn't given me. And Mitraba, yeah, we are good friends. I mean, we all grew up together. And no, not Diptanda, yeah. Other than him, we all grew up together, and he became a GM in 2022. But okay, we were pretty close rating wise, but I was not able to make the norm. But I think we play pretty similar kind of chess, like me and Mitraba. He also missed Costa. He was
Yeah,
here.
sorry,
Yeah,
course of champion.
yeah. He became a gym. He became a gym, and then he also kind of drifted apart, and he's I think studying in US.
Yeah.
So that's I think that also Shuman is there.
Sure.
Yeah, we are pretty close, all of us. And, yeah, I should also mention Nilash. I mean, actually, I worked with him back in 2022 or three for a couple of months. Not couple of months. It was about 7 8 months on a regular basis. We prepared a lot of openings together, and still whenever whenever an important tournament comes, we still sit together. And, but not see openings. We just mainly focus on calculation. So, so that's it.
2022 was the year where you scored your first GM norm in Barcelona Sands Open, and there I think you played another fantastic game, making an exchange sacrifice against then IM, who became India's 87 Grandmaster Hari Krishnan ARA.
Yeah,
And
very
after
good.
sacrificing, you exposed his king, and within a few king side, and within a few moves, you won that game. So, can you tell us your memory from that event when you scored your first GM norm?
I don't exactly remember that particular game. I mean, it's all. I mean, I don't have Carlson's memory, but yeah, I mean, it was a good tournament, and I had just crossed 2500 in Athens, and after that, I went to Spain to play the Barcelona circuit, and that was the last tournament. And yeah, I was kind of sort of happy. I was not thinking about the GM norms. I was just happy to cross 2500, and I thought that was the difficult part. And okay, in that flow, I also met the GM now. It was a pretty decent chess. I don't think I lost a game in that tournament. I'm not sure. Also, I played against ASL Sorry, in that tournament. I played fairly decent chess, I think. So it was a good feeling.
Couple of years later, you won Anniversary Masters in France, and you scored second GM norm. So, if you could tell us how was that event for you?
Yeah, I just went to play and I think it was in October,
Yeah,
November.
sometime in October,
Yeah,
second edition of the tournament.
and then the first edition, by any chance, did Shantan Bhaiya play? Or,
I'm sorry, I don't
I also
remember
don't
that.
remember. But for some reason, I went to play because I thought I might make a norm there. I don't exactly remember the reason. And also, actually, in Spain and in France, I was actually supported by Chess Center. Back then, you were also a part of it, and I think you kind of pursued it. I mean, not pursued it, as in you just spoke with Sagar. So also thank you to you. Um, and also, since I got sponsorship, I had to play something to utilize the money. So uh, I think that was kind of the factor why I think also played NMSF. And yeah, there also I think I did not lose again. But in the first round, I clearly remember I was in a much worse situation. I don't think that game is in database. I'm not sure if it is. I was playing black with some 2200. I think French nationality player, but okay, he was a kid and I was in a much worse position. But other than that game, I think I was in control in all the other games. And thankfully, in last round, I was playing Shuvalova, I think, yeah, with the white pieces, and I discovered that I needed to make a draw. And I played some safe lines, some London, and she was also okay with the draw. So, and also, I won that event. Yeah, I think I
Yes.
won that event on tiebreak. So that was the cherry on the top. You get the money and the knock. And I thought, and on that story, actually, after that, I played at day, and I was about to make the knock there, to be honest. And in that penultimate round, I was increasing 4 or 5 rating points. I was already above 2500, but that is. I just said 4 or 5 points because the rating average was okay, the performance was okay, and I also had a winning position against Chekachev. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing if I'm saying his name correctly.
Maxim Shekachev, I think, Russian.
Andrei Chekachev,
Okay, sorry.
but he plays under the French flag these days. So I was in a completely winning position, and for people who can see position in blindfold, I would just say a white king is on b1, and knight is on b3, and rook was on c2, and my queen is on, let's say, a6, f7, doesn't matter. Rook b8, rook a8. So the knight on b3 was pinned for for a huge amount of time, and he played rook b2. And in all my variations, I can play queen a1 check and all, and he played rook b2, and I forgot that it's no longer pinned, and I played queen a1, and he just took knight a1. So I blundered my queen in that game, and okay, we got a bit off topic, but it was right after NMSA, and that was actually a blow for me, to be honest. And also, I said this story because it was penultimate round, and in the last round, I played against some 2300 guy, and I was absolutely not in the mood to play, so I made an extremely quick draw in 10 minutes. And actually, that's where I think my career downfall started. I think after NMSI, I was at my career peak, 2555. And after that last round draw, my rating decreased overall. And I think it was Chess saying that you don't care about your rating, you're too moody. And I kept on decreasing from there till 25 tens. And it was not in one or two tournaments, it was a period of very average chess. I think I decreased it in 8 or 9 tournaments. Okay, I played a few tournaments in India, and it's hard to increase there, but that's not an excuse. So that is something that was a learning experience, that just because you lost and you are not in the mood, if you don't care about the results, then chess also does not care about you.
So, how did you get out of that situation?
Yeah, I think after that, it was about a year later, I increased point 0.6 or point 0.7 in Dubai. That was the first, some green, and that was a bit of a boost. And after that, I played in Delhi Open. Right after that, and I came third, not third, third came with the line. I came fourth, and I increased 4 or 5 rating points there, and that's where things started changing. I think chess finally forgot me.
Well, Aronyak, as you mentioned that you played a lot of tournaments in India, and we all know that you're one of the few IMs. I mean, you have been India's highest rated IM for a long time, a moniker which no player wants to have before you. I think Aditya Mittal, then Aditya Samant, and many other players had for quite some time. And then finally, now
Pretty
that
sure not as long as me.
yeah, I mean, you had the longest in the past decade, obviously. That So at that time, you were not afraid of losing ratings. You were continuously playing various GM tournaments in India, and not only you were playing, you were doing well. I mean, most of the time, apart from the time period you mentioned, most of the time you finished in either top three or top four or five on tie breaks. So, could you tell us your journey from IM title, like in 2019 you became an IM, and now in 2026 April you are GM. So, how has been your journey from IM to GM?
Yeah, I mean, after I became an IM, there was a lockdown period right after it, and I was not able to play tournaments for about approximately 1.5 years to 2 years. But some people see it as a negative in a negative light. But for me personally, in my career, I see it as the stepping stone towards the next goal, because I played a lot of chess during that time. I worked on chess a lot, and that's why. And after that, I played, I think, 3 or 4 tournaments in Bangladesh. I think there were two GM tournaments. Okay, not GM, it was not technically possible to make GM, but I took two round robins and two open tournaments, and I think I increased about 40 rating points there. And then came this Chennai and Athens. Actually, this lockdown period for sure was helpful because I was not stuck in 24 minutes. I mean, if you don't count the COVID years, I think I was in 24 minutes for 5 or 6 minutes. That's it. And I quickly reached 2500, and then I was stuck. And stuck for a long time, to be honest. Missing my norms by a whisker. And also, I mean, I won't say luck alone. I also did not completely push all the games. I mean, at at one point, my friends were joking that you don't want to play chess, you just want to make quick draws, go home, play this Indian gentlemen's and money. And okay, that was one angle. And this sort of changed when I started working with Orbudi Bhaiya. He said, "Okay, you have earned money, but you're not becoming GM. And okay, you will become a GM at one point. It doesn't matter, but it is not boosting your career in any wise if you make quick draws." Hence, I said that's why he Nagali is there when I made a quick draw with Surya Bhaiya, because after I started working with him, that was the only quick draw I think. Surya was. Okay, Harsh's game, it was obviously a quick draw is extremely good for me. So that is, if you don't count that, I think Surya Bhai's game was the only game where I made an extremely quick draw. And yeah, so that is also a contributing factor. I mean, why I became gym so late. I mean, I was not pushing myself. I was in the comfort zone. And if you make quick draws, okay, you for sure don't lose a lot of rating points. That is why I dropped 40 points in 10 tournaments. But it was, you know, you lose 3, 4 rating points on an average basis. So extremely average chess. I mean, so that is something that changed when I started working with them. Not more keen on playing. So yeah.
Well, I have known you for more than a decade, and last time I think I faced you back in 2019. I think West Bengal State Rapido is one of those games you completely crushed me. I don't know if you could tell about your chess journey from your perspective. When did you start, and how was your journey? Like, how did you get into this?
So I started when I was around 4, 4.5. I got introduced to the sport by my dad. Okay, not introduced. I just stumbled upon it, and he just taught me the basics. After that, I trained under Mr. Shobhajit Adhikari. I was unrated, and I worked with him till I was about 1700. And in that phase, I also got a bronze medal in national some age group. I don't remember in 2012. I think under 9, but okay, it's not important. And after that, there was a brief phase of about an year where I worked under TBCA, and during that time, actually, I won Asian medals, if I'm not wrong. I think Asian two medals. One was in Blitz and one was in classical. But yeah, and after that, I started. I joined Elegant Chess Club under Shaman sir, and worked with not worked. I did not. I only worked with Arvind. I always got trained. I was trained by Durga sir, and I was approximately about 1800 when I joined LFI, and he took me up to about 2350s, and after that he clearly said that he can't train me anymore. I mean, he doesn't have the knowledge. So after that I started working by myself, and to be honest, many people ask me what I did after I reached 2300, and I don't know. I mean, I did a lot of stuff, but I did not pen it down, to be honest. So that's there, and I kept on working by myself till I reached 2500s, let's say. And only last year, because I got selected for the World Cup, mom said ki I should not follow this casual approach. Okay, not casual per se, but I should get some professional help, some coaching or some seconds. So I mean, Avadhi Bhai and me, we used to play in the office in half days, and we kind of vibed. So I thought, and also he has a tremendous knowledge of openings. So that was completely clear to me, and I thought maybe we can work together. And for that, I started in World Cup, and okay, I got eliminated in round two, but I thought it was something I can stick by, and that's how it started, and it's going sort of well. And also, he changed my mentality. What I said, not to make quick draws. Uh, that is, I think, one of the biggest contributions apart from chess, changing my personality, mentality. That I think pretty much sums it up chess wise. But I also should mention South Point, because without their help, I mean, because come on, we are in West Bengal. My mother won't let me quit studies. We are not in Tamil Nadu. Okay, not that they quit studies, but it's like they are much relaxed. Considering Velamal, it's super supportive. Almost all the gyms are from Velamal, sort of. So in Bengal, you can't really give studies a backseat, and that's where South Point comes in. They give a tremendous amount of leaves so that I can play, I can do coaching, and I don't think many other schools. Not even one school comes to mind who does that. So without them, I would not have even reached. I mean, there would be no interview today. So I should also include them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, I think South Point is the only school in Kolkata where maximum number of GMs have been produced. Aronyak Ghosh, Mitsava Ghost of Chatterjee, and now you. I don't know. One thing you mentioned that you were trained by Durga Professor Mahapatra, but you worked with and still working with Aurobindo. So, what is the difference like for a layman who doesn't understand
Train
and working with someone or training? What is the difference?
Trained as in you don't get to question them. Okay, not that I question Raghavi Bhaiya. If when this interview publishes, he's going to call me. Okay, I don't get to question him, but it's I get to give sort of slightly more insights, and since he is more of a seconds, not a second, more than a second, but less than a question, somewhere in between. And I also get to give my own insights as to which openings I want to try and all. But though he keeps on pushing me to play different type of openings, so that is also something we are working on currently. But under Durga sir or Shorbhai sir, it was always one-way traffic. I did not get, and I did not even want to give insights. So, and not one. It's like you haven't got the right to give insights back then. But now, okay, still I don't have the rights, but sort of Avadibhai allows me, and it's sort of a collaboration sort of thing. So,
Well, I'm sure the viewers will definitely appreciate this clarity. I don't know if you could tell us that which materials, books, softwares that helped you in your training. What are the ones which you used?
yeah, I never completed any book. I mean, I started many books. I don't remember the names, to be honest. I mean, it would lie in Elephant Chess Club, and you just okay. So there were informators whenever we reached the club, we all had to start with an informator, as in there are positions calculation. But other than those books, I don't remember a single book's name which I did. There were Igor Smirnov's courses, which were given to me by Durga sir. I think that kind of covers it up. I mean, there's not, and on software terms, we all use chess. I mean, it's you can't do much without them. Um, for openings these days, there is also chaseable, so that kind of helps. Not helps actually. It is
Any particular accessible courses by author or particular topic that helped you?
no, no. Actually, chaseable did not help me. I mean, because thing is, like before COVID, let's say, I the opening gods were like when people were working. Okay, not gods. Gods is a bad word. Let's say to out prep your opponent, you had to work by yourself, or your coach had to do it. But now it's like factory produced. It's like everybody gets the same material. Now you have to prepare against that material. But the thing is, like the materials, the lifetime repertoire courses are so solid. It's very hard to get some edge against it. So, like even the 1700s these days are so well prepped. So that is why I said it did not help. Actually, for us, it's like more of a headache because to beat 1700s, you can no longer rely on the opening prep. Okay, not that you need to rely, but it was good. Okay, 1700s is not the best example, but for sure 2200s or 2300s, there is no almost element of surprise in the opening unless you are sort of consistently working on openings like there are many names, but for a level like me, it's difficult to output them in the opening.
If you could tell us that who were the people who helped you in your chess journey? I mean, you have already said shortly regarding but apart from these,
No, I did not mention Showman side
okay,
because without him, I mean, there would be no Elegant Chess Club, and without Elegant Chess Club, I mean, not me. You won't get Deeptandaya, you won't get Shantandaya, you won't get the Bendu Sen because without Elegant Chess Club, there would be no chess in Bengal sort of. So all the GMs we see, almost all the GMs we see, I'm not sure about all of them, but almost all of the GMs we see, Showman sir was a contributing factor because without him, there would be almost no GMs. So if I did not mention him, I should have. It's my fault, and also it's sort of a regret for me that he passed away recently and he did not see me become a GM. He did see me reach 2500, but he was never happy with that. He always said that I should push for more GM title. It's easy. You should reach 2600s, 2700s. He was never happy with anything. He would say, "Okay, it's okay. You did it good, but what now? Do you want to get stuck here?" So he was also that is why sort of it got inbuilt in me, which is why the GM title. I'm happy. I won't say I'm not happy, but now it's also into what next now. So that's there, and I don't. I think I've covered all of them. I don't think I'm missing anyone.
yeah, speaking of Showman Mojuda and Alec Chess Club, and I have also been part of
Ah,
Alec Chess Club. So if there was no Showman Mojuda or no Alec Chess Club, I also wouldn't be doing this interview. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know, a lot of little kids were looking up to you. They were very happy to see that India's latest Grandmaster is from their city and they got to see you in person. And not only these kids from your city, kids from all over India, all over the world are going to look up to you. So if you could, many people are going to expect you to say a lot of inspiring words. So what would be your message to those players, who are aspiring? Because you have won national championship, medals in Asian, Commonwealth. You played World Cup. You won the first round in the debut World Cup. Many people don't do that. Even many top players get eliminated in the first round. Still did in this edition. So, what would be your message to them? Someone who is looking to achieve something meaningful.
first of all, you need to love the sport because if you don't love the sport, there is no point in playing it. And other than that, there is not much. I mean, the results will come if you put in the work. I was not putting in the work to be honest. After I reached 27, also which is why I'm stuck. Sort of. I mean, I am. I was no longer. Also, I'm not sure actually why I'm stuck. I mean, okay. The thing is, you have to put in the work because if you don't put in the work, the results will not come, and it's completely proportional. But sometimes you do need luck. I completely believe in that because Even after putting in hours of work, sometimes things don't click. You just have to be a bit patient. Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, last but definitely not the least, we have to talk about the role of your parents. I mean, both of your parents have sacrificed a lot. Your dad, in one of the interviews with, I think, Indian Express with Amit Kamal, mentioned once that at the age of 10 years, he understood that the value of prize money is much more than a trophy. So, if you could elaborate on it.
Yeah, I mean, my parents were honest from the start about our financial situation, and they were okay. They did not put pressure, but it was sort of clear to me that if you don't perform too well, it's they didn't say that you won't get to play the next tournament, but it was difficult for them to, for the financial obligation to arrange for the next tournament. So that is also one of the reason why this draw thing became a part of my nature, because I actually did not get any state championships. The national thing, it was my first um, over the board championship. This is one of the reasons, because I was not pushing the games. I was making draws or playing safe chess and just securing the prize money so that I can play the next tournament. So that got part of my core personality, which is something that I'm changing, because I'm no longer in that situation that I can afford to play the next tournament. I can play almost virtually anything. So that's why already I said, why? What's the point of making draws now? Because also I'm in Eastern Railways, so you will get salary no matter what, unless you do some crimes and all. Other than that, you will get salary no matter what. So what's the point of making draws now? So that is actually makes sense. And yeah, and without the sacrifice, I don't think I think I would have stopped playing chess in 2012, 13, somewhere on that. The sacrifice, and what my father said, he gambled sort of, because um, it was their life savings they're gambling upon. They don't know it's a sport. I mean, it's not studies where it's a limited syllabus and you can uh, hope that your kid does well. It's even beyond my hands. Like there are so many, you know, uh, factors playing it, and thankfully our gamble paid off. Um, yeah.
Well, we have to talk about Eastern Railway, as you mentioned, like how supportive they have been in your journey so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's the salary that is, I mean, it's a crude way of saying, but uh, when you no longer have to think about rent, no longer have to think about utility bills. Also, people after becoming an IM, they get to coaching if there is no job. So I did a bit of coaching. I won't lie, but or still do, but not a full fledged coach. And also because Eastern Railway supports, because you can always say I'm not in the mood to coach, because you always get the salary at the end of the month, and you can pay rent, you can pay the bills. So, and also the railway board has a scheme of 330 days leave, SCL, as you say, when you get the medals in nationals or Commonwealth or Asians. Thankfully, I joined in 2022 November, and I have been part of 330 days SCL from 2023 March. Okay, I need to do about 30-35 days office, with including the Saturdays, Sundays, CLs and all. So I can focus on my chess, which also is a factor that I can't even give that as an excuse as to why I'm not playing, or why I'm stuck, because I'm not going to office. I have the whole day. I don't have to think much. I can work with chess. So that is something to think about.
Well, I don't know, now that you've become a grandmaster, what's next for you?
I'll be playing the kit, but as an IM, I think. Yeah, I don't think I will get the title before that.
Well, thank you very much, Arno, for your valuable time and a lot of honest opinion and a lot of insights we got to know about you. I wish you all the best for Kate and in your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir.